Morning, everyone. This morning's episode is on why I get up early every day and how you guys can get up early every day if you want to. So, I've got three major topics that I'm going to cover today. Firstly, is what does my night routine actually look like to get up early? Because I think the most important thing really is what we do in the evening to set us up for the morning. Number two is, what are we even waking up for? That's a really big question. And number three is identity. And we'll come to that later, but how does identity come into this? And then I'll finish off with some kind of tips and tricks. So, number one, I'm actually going to skip this. I'm going to go straight to number two, because I think this is the most important thing. Why are you getting up? That's the major question. Is what you're getting up to in the morning making you feel alive? Making you feel like, I can't wait to get up and get to work? Because I think I could tell you all the hacks, all the tips, all the tricks. If you don't want to get out of bed because what's awaiting for you is worse than being in the covers, then you won't get up early. Right? And so, for me, from my experience, I get up early because I love what I do every day. If I was rich, if I was poor, if I was ill, if I was well, I'd be doing the same thing every single day. That's just because I'm very lucky, and I love what I do. But that's the question that I have you. You can, again, like I said, you can have all these tips and tricks. If the life that you're waking up to is something that you wouldn't want to live, then none of these hacks and tricks will work. So, firstly, it's I love to use some maxims and some ways of seeing life, which really makes it easier for me to get up in the morning. There's some mornings where I'm I just want to lay in the covers and sleep and everything, but I always say to myself, this is why I will win. If I get to the office early, no one else is willing to do that. That's why I'll win. If you want to have uncommon things, you have to do uncommon things, right? If your work works more on you than you work on it. Work without faith is dead, kind of thing. It's all these things that constantly are in my mind. It's just okay, this is why you got to get out. This is why you have to do this. The exact reason why you don't want to do this is the exact reason why you should be doing this. Okay, so that for me is really important, because in my experience, when I was at university and I was doing architectural engineering in the best uni for it in the country, I didn't go to any of my lectures and I was bored. I didn't enjoy it. Why? So I didn't get out of bed. I got out of bed 10 minutes before my lectures at 9 o'clock. Whipped my clothes on, ran out, and was in a lecture like this, just like a zombie. Why was that? Because I didn't enjoy it. It didn't stimulate me. It wasn't fun. It wasn't what I love. I get to the office every day. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my channel. I get to the office before 6 a.m. every single day. Why? Because I love what I do. And it fulfills me, it sustains me, it's mentally stimulating. I love it. I love the team that I work with. I love the members that we help. And it's worth it. So that's number one. Why are you getting out of bed? Number two, now we can get into tactics. And for me, I don't care about the morning, because let's be real. You could, the night before, you could be like, I'm not gonna snooze my alarm. I'm gonna get up first thing, right when that alarm goes off. I'm gonna go, and you might have 2 hours sleep, and you might need to just completely skip the alarm, and you'll just be dead for the whole day. So who cares? You know, it's all well and good getting up early, but what does that actually what does that mean? Why? Who cares? You want to get up early so you can have a good day, and so you can kind of kick start the day, not so you can walk around like a zombie all day from point to point, right? So, number one for me in the tips and tricks is, what do I do in the evening? And me personally, I get angry if I see the clock go past 10 p.m. Okay? So I really focus on winding down around 9 o'clock. That's my kind of wind down time. I want to be in bed asleep before 10 p.m. Now, maybe you need 8 hours. I need 7 hours. That's what I know I need. I know that from years of doing this. But maybe you need 8 hours. Maybe you need 9 hours. Maybe you need 10 hours. Fine, go to bed earlier. And it doesn't have to be getting up at 5. It can just be whatever you want to do. This is just like a generic kind of thing about just getting up on time and getting into a routine and structure, right? Little things that really help me as well is in terms of my routine at night, is I do the same thing every evening and I do the same thing every morning. I always have like a bookend for the day and a book start, like a book start of the day. So it means that I just don't have to think in the evenings and think in the morning. I get up, I know exactly what I'm doing. I go through the same thing half an hour every single morning. And in the evening it takes me about 15 minutes, shower, do my evening stuff, etc., etc. And then bam, I'm in bed. And so that's a really, really important thing for me to kind of keep that structure, keep that routine, and to kind of get my brain in this pattern of, oh, okay, I'm doing this, that means it's time to wind down to bed. I'll come to tips and tricks later. Number 3 is the word identity. Now, what on earth are you going on about here, Ollie? Identity. The word identity comes from 2 parts, idente and tia, which means repeated being. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence, or whatever you want to be, is not a trait, it's a habit. And that's amazing because it's learned. It's learned behavior. You're not born with it. You might be born a night owl. You might be born a morning, whatever the hell it's bloody called. But you can train it by what you repeatedly do. It's not hard for a vegan to not eat meat because they're a vegan. They have the work and they've stacked up the evidence behind them as to why they are that thing. Now, you see in these videos, I call myself a morning person. That's only because I get up early and I've been doing that for years. During lockdown, I naturally got up about 8:30, 9 every single day. If I set no alarm, that's when I get up, okay? I just like getting up early. I love the quiet. My brain works better. I can have 3 hours on my own before anyone in the world even thinks about working. I work out better in terms of fitness and training in the afternoon, evening. That's just me. And so I've built my identity around that. And now you can't just go to the mirror, shout at yourself and say, I will get up tomorrow morning early. It's not going to work, right? You need to have a stack of undeniable proof in the past that this is who you are. And the only way to do that is by doing the thing consistently. So, if tomorrow you do want to get up early, don't go crazy. 7-8 hours, your usual kind of sleep schedule. Focus on the night before. That for me is all of it. Set yourself half an hour before. Don't go too crazy, otherwise you won't be able to sleep. You'll just sit there like, can I sleep now? Right? Don't go too crazy. Maybe just bring it forward a little bit. And then you can slowly bring forward that. And trust me, if you get up at the same time, and this is the kind of my extra tips and tricks now, if you get up at the same time every single day for a week, you will start to identify as the person that gets up at that time, and therefore it will be easier to get up at that time. Work works more on you than you work on it. And so some little tips and tricks that I use. I'll do a whole other video on how I try and get the best night's sleep. Don't eat so close to when you sleep, and don't drink so close to when you sleep. On alcohol, just don't. If you want good sleep, don't. That's it. Not even 1 glass. If you want to optimize your sleep, if you want to optimize life, go for it. Have a glass, whatever. But if you want good sleep, don't drink. Full stop. Okay? In terms of water, the only reason I say that is because you'll get up in the night and pee, and that will disrupt your sleep. Eating too close means that digestion is still going out for the night, so you just ideally want to keep that. Ideally 2-3 hours before. My schedule doesn't allow for that. I finish training at 8 p.m. and I usually have food afterwards, so that's something I have to sacrifice. Black out your room. Any little things in your room, like even just like a toothbrush charging light, anything at all, block it up. If your room isn't pitch black at night, it's not optimal. So do that. Number 3, get cold. Right? As many of you know, I love getting cold. I love being I'm the ice bath guy, but your body temperature has to drop in order for you to sleep. And And so I usually always sleep with a window open. That's what I always do. And I get nice and cozy in the covers and it feels amazing. But maybe you don't get so warm when you sleep. Maybe just try it. Maybe get into an environment which isn't boiling hot, and then put some covers on, and get colder, so you can put some covers on and then kind of naturally acclimatize, so you can take the covers off if you need to get colder, etc., etc. Any more on sleep? What I do is I tape my mouth. I'll do a whole video on this. I tape my mouth and I put nasal strips on when I sleep. So a nasal strip over my nose and I tape my mouth. The nasal strip opens my nose, and the tape my mouth means I don't breathe through my mouth. So I only breathe through my nose when I sleep. That's a huge thing for me. And then, like I said before, have a morning and evening routine. I love having a shower before I go to bed. I finish with a cold shower. I do the same thing every single evening. I do the same thing every single morning. My clothes are laid out. I know exactly what I'm wearing. I know exactly what I'm eating. I eat the same thing every single morning. Literally, the last half an hour and the first half an hour of my day are the exact same. The time I get up every single day is the exact same. The time I go to bed every day is the exact same. And number 6, extra for the extras. Life's about seasons, okay? And sometimes you'll go through a season of partying, going out, drinking lots. Your mates will be like, let's go out and party, blah, blah, blah. If you want to win and you want to be successful, in my personal opinion, you can't do that. I have turned down so many events past 10 p.m. Everyone knows me as the guy that leaves the party at 9:30. If you want to spend more time with me, meet me at 7 p.m. Meet me at 6 p.m. Let's have a coffee first thing in the morning. This has to become your life, your identity. This is who I am. This is what I do. This work that I do is more important than me having a drink at night. That's just my personal opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. I'm just saying, from my personal opinion, that's what I've found. And so you have to make sacrifices in order to have the life that you want, in that sense. Okay? So I had one more, but I'm going to do a whole video around it. So plenty more videos to come from these guys. If you are enjoying these videos, please make sure to hit subscribe so you can see the next video that's coming out. Give us a like if you enjoyed this, and give it a comment, or DM me if you know me as well, on how you're going to change your routine based off of this. Alright guys, so great stuff. Set that alarm maybe a bit earlier tomorrow, but most importantly, go to bed a little bit earlier tonight. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.